Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, a little GCW review here from last night. Come on, dude. In Heartland, Connecticut, in the Webster Theater tonight in New York City at the Roulette Intermedium, we got GCW, What Is Your Choice? We'll review that one tomorrow night. Alright, so GCW, come on, dude. Started out, first match was for the JCW Championship, Jersey Championship Wrestling title. Champ Jordan Oliver going up against Azrieal. The thing about Jordan Oliver is he's currently the JCW champion. This is his 20th defense of the title. AEW recently copyrighted East West Express. That is the tag team of Jordan Oliver and Nick Wayne in GCW. So rumor has it Jordan Oliver will be signing with AEW, which I am perfectly fine with. I would love for him to team up with Edge, and then eventually put Edge Christian, Jordan Oliver, and Nick Wayne together. That'd be great. Jordan Oliver, up and coming talent. Watched him in GCW since 2019. Watched him all over the Indies. He's a great champion. Again, his 20th defense against Azrieal. Just a great opening match. Two guys who use the ropes to their advantage because they are that athletic ability. Jordan Oliver got the victory. I ended up giving it 3 1/4. It was 10 minutes, 11 seconds long. Next up, we have the Ratty Daddy. Cole Radrick against normally part of the tag team, Marcus Mathers. This day going on his own. Wasted Youth is a tag team he's in normally. But a one-on-one match here with Cole Radrick. Great match. 9 minutes long. Just both guys went out there and just put on a pretty good show. And they've given it 3 1/4 as well. Next up, one of my favorite tag teams on the Indies. Miracle Generation, Dustin Waller and Kylon King. Watched them a lot in Beyond Wrestling and Wrestling Open. Going up against two women I wouldn't want to meet in the dark alley. Masha, Slamovich, and Rina, Yamashita, the current GCW Ultraviolet champion. Masha Slamovich, the AAW Women's Champion. Former GCW World Heavyweight Champion. And former Impact, I believe she was Knockouts Champion. But she's had a lot of belts on the Indies. It's great. But these two women took it to Miracle Generation. Got a little violent because that's what Slamovich and Yamashita do. 3.5 star with them getting the victory there. Next up, I don't care for it, but it's kind of funny. Santana Jackson. He's Michael Jackson wannabe. He's okay in the ring. Going up against Effy, and who doesn't love Effy? Come on. This match was actually pretty decent. Effy got the victory. They give it 14.5 minutes. I ended up giving it 2 3/4. Neither one of these wrestlers are in it for star rating. Neither one of these wrestlers are in it for the match of the year. They're just in it to have fun. And it was a fun match. But you know what? Next match was a tag team match. A tag team that is so much potential that one of the greatest tag teams in the world put them over. Talking about the main event, Jaylen, Midas Black. In late 2022, about a year ago, House of Glory, these two guys beat the Briscoes for the House of Glory Tag Team Championships. The Briscoes put them over, in my mind. I thought it was kind of just a fun little tag team until that match. When they hung with the Briscoes and did that, it's like, holy snap. This team is for real. Going up against Waves and Curls, Jaylen Brown and Traevon Jordan. Think of when Private Party first came in AEW, the Hardys that's what Waves and Curls are. They're a fun version of the Hardys. Maybe a little bit more talented too. But I would love to see them get their big break. But when their music hits, I'm not good on music at all, but when their music hits, I'm like, it's Waves and Curls. But yeah, two young tag team that just needs to put themselves on the map. For me as a tag team fan, because of the Briscoes, watching what the Briscoes did. The Briscoes, I think they've wrestled Waves and Curls. I have to look it up. I know main event, they put them over to me. Waves and Curls are over. Main event's over. Great tag team match. two teams that, two of the top teams in the Northeast. To be honest with you, if you look at the territory days, I think we're almost there again. We have a lot of the territory of the Northeast with a lot of different companies. These two tag teams wrestle for all of them. 3.5-star main event, waves and curls. Main event getting the victory there. Big storyline that we have in GCW involved in the next match. We had Parrow with Charles Mason going up against Richard Holliday. Charles Mason is a killer. I mean, he's that kind of he's just, I'm trying to think of the right words here. He methodically wrestles. He methodically does things. And he just crosses that line enough that like you really think it's like he's really trying to kill somebody. And then he's got his muscle in Parrow. Parrow doesn't get a lot of singles matches. He got a match against Richard Holliday. Richard Holliday was supposed to have Alexander Hammerstone in his corner tonight at, what is your choice? It was supposed to be a tag match. Parrow and Charles Mason, Holliday and Hammerstone. So they had the one-on-one last night. They end up choking the ref out with a chain. Charles Mason did. Hammerstone finally showed up at the end and saved Holliday. They challenged him for tonight, and it's just like this. Charles Mason has the same character. It started in GCW. He does the same thing in House of Glory. The same thing in Unsanctioned Pro. Every independent company that Charles Mason wrestles for, he's the same character. He's just the same. It's all completely. It's like it's all in one storyline. I'm actually becoming a Charles Mason fan because of all this. It's just the storytelling is second to none. But this match ended in no contest because he got involved and took out Richard Holliday. Richard Holliday returning from, I think he had cancer and he's making a comeback. And just Charles Mason trying to take him out like he tried to take out Effy and Alley Catch and everyone. It's just been really entertaining. I can't wait for the tag match tonight and watch this progress. I know in House of Glory, he also has this weekend a triple threat match, or a match for his Crown Jewel Championship. So that'd be interesting as well. So definitely going to watch all that probably tomorrow or the next day to kind of see. That's what's really neat about guys like this is GCW, House of Glory, Wrestling Revolver. You got to kind of watch things in order because wrestlers jump. Grizzled Young Veterans, they're going to have two matches this weekend. House of Glory and Wrestling Revolver, but they're wrestling for tag titles in House of Glory. So you got I can't watch Revolver before House of Glory, but I can't watch this GCW show before this because this it all kind of ties together. It's really, really methodically how it's happening right now. You only get that in the independents. You don't get that in WWE. You don't have WWE guys going over to another company and wrestling. Only in the lane of the independents. All right, and so we'll find out how that match goes on tomorrow night. All right, probably one of the greatest female wrestlers in the independent history, LuFisto, Independent Wrestling Hall of Famer, going up against Yuga Sayaka out of Toshijo, I believe. Match was really good. Sayaka getting the victory there, ended up giving it 2 3/4 star. Next up, we had a 5-way scramble match. We had Griffin McCoy versus Gabriel Skye versus Nolo Kitano, who's actually the House of Glory Cruiserweight Champion, versus R1 versus Raheem Royal, who's also a contender for the House of Glory Cruiserweight title. Again, those Northwest companies all kind of the talent going from one territory to the next, and kind of doing their own, kind of pulling the same gimmicks over. Nice little scramble match. I ended up giving it 3 1/4. Griffin McCoy won. Griffin McCoy, part of Young, Dumb, and Broke with Jordan Oliver, called out Jordan Oliver in the Jersey Championship Wrestling title. Jordan comes out, is like, dude, what's your problem? We're part of tag team together. And Griffin McCoy looks like he's out of Young, Dumb, and Broke, according to Jordan Oliver. Jordan Oliver's going to take him out, so I can't wait to see that match. Next up, we had two wrestlers who were scheduled to wrestle before, Sawyer and Jimmy Lloyd. Because of Steph DeLander and Matt Cardona, they ended up tagging together. Now they were wrestling each other. Jimmy Lloyd has a match tonight against Matt Cardona. If Cardona loses, he's gone from GCW. If Jimmy Lloyd loses, he becomes Matt Cardona's slave boy. So yeah, not only is Matt Cardona gone if he loses, but Steph DeLander's gone. The deathmatch king, queen, whatever. And they're not really, but they call themselves that. So this match, it was a good match. I ended up giving it 3 1/4 for the match itself. But at the end, Steph DeLander came out, cost Jimmy Lloyd the match. Sawyer won. Started it kind of the feud for tonight's show. So it's going to be kind of a feud-ridden show tonight with a couple big matches on there already. So here, officially, Sawyer got the victory, but with some help from Steph DeLander, her and Matt Cardona have an issue with Jimmy Lloyd. Next up, the main event, we had the GCW World Heavyweight Title line. We had champion Blake Christian versus Northeast Ace Alec Price. Definitely a great match. Match of the night. Both these guys can just, Alec Price is just go on steroids. It's all about, he can do the rope stuff, he can do the high fly. He's all about all that lucha libre style. I compare him to a young Will Ospreay, a young Jordan Oliver, a young Blake Christian. That style, that body type, that moveset kind of, just the aerial stuff, who can still mat wrestle, but it's more about doing the high flying stuff and the spots. But Blake Christian, as he turned heel here about a year ago or so, he's more methodical now. He's more, and doing stuff and not as crazy moves, but using the moves he does do for his advantage versus disadvantage. But yeah, Blake Christian getting a victory here. 20-minute match. These guys went up and tore it down. 3.5 star. Blake Christian getting the victory. I forgot to mention that Sawyer and Jimmy Lloyd match. There was a couple of huge spots. We had barbed wire doors get blown up in the ring or put through. Immediately there was a barbed wire door sitting in the corner. As soon as the bell rang, Sawyer speared Jimmy Lloyd through it, and it was on from there. Blood galore on that one. Yeah, overall, this is a great card. Overall, I thought it was a good show. I love when you get to the Northeast and all these Northeast guys and gals come out. I guess there's a few people that were scheduled that had travel issues, which is understandable, but they were able to put on a great card. I can't wait for next year WrestleMania in Philadelphia. Hopefully all the independent Northeast companies get part of the collective, part of WrestleCon. Let's just make it the biggest one ever. Can't wait. That is GCW. Come on, dude. Review, as always. Thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader. Sports Show content.